On the morning of December 14, 2012, 20-year-old Adam Lanza carried out a meticulously planned attack that shocked the nation. The facts in this case come from official reports, including the Connecticut Office of the Child Advocate's 2014 investigation and police records. Welcome to another episode of Therapy Crime Scenes. I'm John Cordray, a licensed professional counselor, and today we're going to talk about Adam Lanza and the tragedy of Sandy Hook Elementary School. My goal is to present the facts, to analyze the mental health indicators of Adam Lanza, and highlight the lessons for mental health awareness, all the while honoring the 20 children and 6 adults who lost their lives. This is a very heavy topic, but it's a topic that we need to talk about. We've got to bring out the mental health awareness and try to prevent this from happening again in the future. Around 9:30 a.m., Lanza began his day at his home in Newton, Connecticut, where he lived with his mother, Nancy Lanza. That morning, he shot and ended the life of his mother while she slept in her bed. This act was not an impulsive act. It was the first step in a plan that Lanza had been developing for months. Lanza then gathered weapons and headed to Sandy Hook Elementary School, where he wore a black tactical vest and carried a duffel bag with additional magazines. The firearms were legally stored by his mother and were stored in their home where Lanza had unrestricted access. He drove his mother's Honda Civic to Sandy Hook, a 5-minute drive, arriving just after 9:30 a.m. The school, serving 450 students from kindergarten to 4th grade, was locked as a part of their security protocol. At approximately 9:30 a.m., Lanza shot through the glass panel near the front entrance, creating an opening to enter. Armed with the rifle, he moved quickly through the school's hallways. Within 5 minutes, between 9:35 a.m. and 9:40 a.m., Lanza entered 2 first-grade classrooms where he fired and ended the lives of 20 children, all aged 6 or 7, and 6 adult staff members. The victims included the principal, who confronted Lanza early in the attack, and the school psychologist, both of whom died trying to protect the children. 2 other staff members were injured but survived. As police sirens approached, Lanza ended his life at approximately 9:40 a.m. The entire attack lasted less than 5 minutes, but its impact was catastrophic. 27 lives lost, including Adam's mother, and the community was left devastated. Police later found a shotgun in Lanza's car, unused and unrecovered extensive evidence from his home, including a spreadsheet detailing over 400 mass shootings worldwide that included specific dates, weapons, and body counts. This document, along with Lanza's online activity, revealed his obsession with mass violence, particularly the 1999 Columbine shooting, which he studied in detail. Let's examine Adam Lanza's mental health that's based on documented evidence to understand the factors that contributed to this tragedy. Lanza was born on April 22, 1992, and grew up in Newtown. From an early age, he showed signs of developmental challenges. By age 3, he had significant speech delays and was described as socially withdrawn, engaging in repetitive behaviors like head hitting and lining up objects in a row. He received special education services in preschool and was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, now a part of autism spectrum disorder in the DSM-5, by the time that he was in elementary school. As Lanza entered 5th grade, his anxiety became debilitating. Teachers noted he was angry and fearful, struggling with social interactions, and often panicking in crowded settings like school hallways. He began writing violent stories, including The Big Book of Granny, a graphic text filled with violent imagery which raised concerns but was not addressed with intervention. By middle school, his anxiety and social withdrawal worsened, leading to frequent absences. At age 14, Lanza was evaluated at the Yale Child Study Center, where clinicians noted excessive hand-washing, rigid routines, and a possible obsessive-compulsive disorder diagnosis. They recommended intensive therapy and medication, but Lanza and his mother, Nancy, rejected these suggestions, citing discomfort with medication. By high school, Lanza was unable to attend classes due to overwhelming anxiety. His mother withdrew him and began homeschooling, further isolating him. He spent most of his time in his bedroom with blocked out windows, playing violent video games like Call of Duty and engaging in online forums. These forums, as documented in reports, were spaces where Lanza discussed mass shootings and expressed a scorn for humanity. He stopped communicating with his father Peter and brother Ryan by 2010, limiting his world to his mother and online contacts. His mom, Nancy, was a gun enthusiast, introduced Adam to firearms, taking him to shooting ranges and storing multiple weapons in their home. She described him as gifted and was reluctant to push mental health treatment, believing he could manage on his own. Reports suggest that Lanza's physical health deteriorated. He may have had undiagnosed anorexia, as he appeared frail and underweight. His isolation deepened, and his fixation on mass violence grew. He spent hours compiling his spreadsheet, analyzing past shootings with an almost academic precision, and posted online about the futility of life and society's flaws. But what drove Lanza to commit this horrific act? The evidence points to a combination of untreated mental health issues, profound isolation, and access to lethal means. His spreadsheet and online posts show a calculated, methodical mindset, not a spontaneous outburst. He planned the attack for months, choosing Sandy Hook Elementary, a place he knew from his own childhood, possibly seeing it as a symbol of societal cycle he despised. His actions weren't driven by psychosis. Reports confirmed he showed no signs of hallucinations or delusions, but by a distorted worldview shaped by years of untreated symptoms and disconnection. As a counselor, I see this as a tragic example of missed opportunities. The Yale evaluation at age 14 was a critical moment, but the lack of follow-through left Lanza without support. His mother's decision to homeschool him and provide firearms were well intended, but it deepened his isolation and empowered his fixation. Schools, mental health systems, and families must work together to identify warning signs early. We should look out for social withdrawal, obsessive behaviors, and access to weapons, and intervene before it's too late. This tragedy claimed 20 innocent children and 6 dedicated educators, and including his mom. Their loss is a reminder of why we study cases like this, to honor their memory by advocating better mental health care, stronger safety measures, and a commitment to prevention. What do you think about the tragedy of Sandy Hook? What do you think about Adam and the diagnosis that he struggled for years, the social isolation? I want to point out that just because he had a mental health diagnosis and he was socially awkward and isolated himself, it doesn't mean that everyone that struggles with that is going to commit violence like Adam did. But it's a sign that we should look out for. We shouldn't ignore getting help for individuals who struggle with mental health. We want to be able to provide a safe place for everyone, including those who struggle with mental health issues. I hope you liked this episode. I wanted to really bring out the struggle of Adam and not to vilify him. I wanted to honor the victims, and I really want to advocate for mental health awareness, that we need to work together, to come together as a community and bring about mental health awareness to lessen the stigma and to offer the help that people need to prevent us from the future. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Therapy Crime Scenes. My name is John Cordray. I'm a licensed professional counselor. And until next time, take care of yourself. Bye.